Всем привет, как и обещал, короткая версия формулы дрифт, постарался сделать максимально быстро, за косяки не пинать, ну и то, что нет комментариев, тоже, я сделал просто нарезку, комментарии к Грине, на этом я пожалуй пойду спать, да не забанит нас формула дрифт, вроде на почту написал, разрешение получил, всем пока.
Here's our top 32 drivers. We're going to jump right into it here in just a moment. Matt Field, #1 qualifier. The Beast from the Bay will be going against Jonathan Nairn, the number 32 qualifier. Jonathan Nairn had some words with him, and he's got a brand new car. When we come back, we're going head-to-head here. Working with him, seeing where his head's at. He is ready to attack. Jonathan Nairn, brand new vehicle, a brand new chassis. Said he's having some binding issues last night in qualifying. He says, that was the worst I've driven ever in my drifting career. Matt Soap making sure, pointing to him, the lights. So the lights, if you don't know, they will illuminate. Once they extinguish, then it is time to send it. Here we go, through the start chicane. No cones were hit. It's on. Let's send it for the first battle of our 2021 season. Matt Field initiates. That Falcon Tires Drift Cave Corvette comes inside. Nairn overshoots, goes towards the kitty litter, and Matt Field will continue on through the course. And just like that, we see our first victim of the quicksand. Speaking of quick, as he makes his way through, it looks like we will see a yellow flag, but Matt Field does continue on through the course and then shuts it down. So that will be an automatic kind of advantage towards Matt Field, Ryan.
Yeah, I just want to point something out. It's going to be relevant for situations like that. When we have a course that crosses over and drivers are coming back down, if the driver that spun out in the chase position is in an area where they are going to be too close to the driver coming back down, so in this case Matt Field,
So he's a Georgia boy. I talked to him in his autograph session yesterday. He says, this feels so good. I'm so glad to be back. And Hull is ready to throw down that comp cams. He is on Nexon Tire Yellow Speed Racing Cadillac ATSV from Senoia, Georgia. Chelsea DeNofa will lead with the gold nose. That BC Racing Ditto Tire Ford Performance Mustang RTR Spec 5D for drift. Coming to that first clip, nice job by Chelsea DeNofa. Taylor Hull, he's tracking him down, pulling away up the hill. Chelsea comes into that second outside zone in the keyhole. You can see Taylor Hull compromising that distance to that outside zone and gaining that proximity. Is that what the judges are looking for? And brings around that last clip. Good transition. As I said, Chelsea, a hard act to follow, Ryan.
the judges do want to see drivers make adjustments. Oh yeah, I can get crazy in this bowl. I mean, it's very Wall-esque sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, just a smoke bowl. Yeah, Wall just sits there like a bump on a log. Here we go. Taylor Hull out front. DeNofa in the chase position. Look at that gold nose just getting to the backside of the Intimidator. Full pole Hull looking clean. Chelsea DeNofa comes in a bit shallow. Taylor Hull throwing some gangster angle at it in that second outside zone. Coming through the keyhole. Chelsea tracking him down. Oh, gets squirrely, Chelsea DeNofa. You saw him dip that front left tire off course, thrown him out of sorts. Ryan was
corners, and you're taking a different line that is more, it's easier for you to maintain proximity when you're doing that. And we say that we want them to do that.
He found himself in the kitty litter early on, again, having those binding issues. Ryan, this is when it comes into play. This is where it gets tricky. Nairn said he had the worst drifting he had yesterday. He goes in the kitty litter on his first run. Now, if you're Matt Field, I'd kind of pedal back, man. I'd kind of take it easy, given what you've seen, but you don't want to give him too much room because then it would be kind of an inactive chase. But looks like Nairn's put it together now, but is this too little too late? Matt Field, the beast from the Bay, chomping at the bit. Jonathan Nairn doing really good right now into that second outside zone, but Matt Field knows he has an advantage. He's going to keep it close, and there he goes. Nice past that touch-and-go area, and then in and around that final front flip, Ryan. With Nairn making that mistake, if he had to believe, we know it's going to be unanimous. Unfortunately for Nairn, it looks like his day is done. But looking forward to seeing him in Orlando as Matt Field, the beast from the Bay, cool, calm, and collected. He comes up lucky sevens across tour, year 2, I believe it was, late 04 or early 05. We saw JTP, Justin Pawlak, and two, Gucci, I would say, smoother driver. Justin Pawlak has this cut 5 if he didn't have those car issues, and we are ready to send it. Ken Gucci. Ready to throw down. He's operating his own team this year, that Gazoo Racing. ready. Toyota Supra, and of course the Falcon tire. Look, we get a cone, we get a restart here. All right, we'll find out exactly what happened. But it does seem like a restart. Taguchi came to a halt.
Drivers and come back to figure out what's going to happen with Taguchi.
Yeah, see if he can even get the car back up in running order. Dai Yoshihara, a former champ, being called by the Goosh. We'll go back to that. And remember, we have our DeNofa and Hull battle with them one more time. Yoshihara leading. Taguchi in the chase position. What do we have? Dai Yoshihara initiating. No further than that 3-2-1 cone, and Dai brings it all the way around, gets into the dirt. Taguchi right there. Was there contact made? I definitely want to take a look at the Air Force instant replay. Into the keyhole, into that second outside zone. Taguchi drops back a bit as Dai brings it around and out of the keyhole. Past the touch and go, dragging their bumper right and hovering over that gator strip and across the finish line. I want to see a really cool track. Some of these guys seen it for the first time, you know, because last year we weren't here. We're here since 2019. And here we go. No cones were hit in the making of this run. Taguchi up front, Yoshihara in the chase position. Let's see how they initiate. Taguchi, a slow roller into it. So you talk about that rate to angle, Ryan. Not super fast, but does get to it. And Taguchi, very fluid, coming to that second outside zone, gets out there, just dips the toe and doesn't, oh, and then, look, he did that yesterday in qualifying as well. Got to that second outer zone, but then overshoots that inside clip. Now past that touch and go, good job by Taguchi, shredding that back bumper as they bring it around that final
way that you could tie that to what happened to Taguchi.
Look at this, Taguchi gets, I believe that's Chris, and look at that, Kazuya Taguchi gets the win. Lantain, going over to you, it is unanimous, so Kazuya Taguchi gets the win. Dai just messed up on initiation.
You know, we saw that mistake that Dai made, and it was pretty big, so it was hard to overcome that.
Right on, thank you. All right, thank you, Ryan Lantain. 1 of 3. Pole, one more time, we'll see a full pole hole. Can take down Chelsea DeNofa, second overall in the 2020 championship. As DeNofa qualifying 16th, Hull qualifying 17th, so fairly equally matched here. A shimmy there from Hull as he initiates. Oh man, kind of overshooting it, giving him bit off a little more than he could chew there on initiation. Now coming up the hill is Chelsea DeNofa. So that second outside zone, you can see a large gap between them. Chelsea could be a little bit closer on that front clip. I mean, Taylor Holt just coming now into view. And Chelsea looking pretty dialed there, Ryan. Taylor Holt, you saw it just grasping for it and trying to play catch up. And it's not about how quickly you go through the course, but you have to hit those clipping zones, hit the points, hit all the necessary criteria. I have a feeling Taylor Holt's really going to throw it down. He knows he has an uphill battle here. And knowing Chelsea, he always turns it up. So taking out, not totally center punching that first inside clip is Taylor Holt now into the keyhole. Really good execution there. Get all the way out to that outside zone. Now coming back down the hill. Let's see how Taylor manages this. Past the touch and go. Chelsea, look at that. Taylor in that comp cams. Cadillac 18. And here they are. Slide him left for DeNofa, right for Taylor Holt.
Whoa.
That is incorrect. That is incorrect.
That's not right.
That is not right. That is incorrect. Hold off the start line, shut her down, called the comp timeout. And now Justin Pawlak with the advantage. And Ken Gushi with the deficit and minus a comp timeout. That gritty. Again, he's jumped around on quite a few different manufacturers over the years. But now he's going against the Falcon tire shrouded Ford Mustang, and already you see that Ken Gushi having hiccups, having problems right out of the gate. Justin Pawlak looks like, I believe he will get a full pull, and as long as he keeps it between the lines, he will have the victory here as Ken Gushi turned around and went right back up the hill. So unfortunately for Ken Gushi, not a great weekend for the Goosh, but Vaughn Gittin Jr. So Vaughn Gittin Jr., the Monster Energy Nitto Tire Ford Performance Mustang RTR Spec 5D. rivaled by the silver nose of Vaughn Gittin Jr., the chrome nose of the RTR. RTR ready to rock for a new generation of Ford tuners, not just limited Mustangs. F-150s, the all-new Bronco. Here we go. Vaughn Gittin Jr. out front. Fetty in that chase position. Vaughn initiates. Coming in that first front clip. Big angle there from Vaughn Gittin Jr. Federico very close in proximity. Just as I say that, Vaughn pulls away into the keyhole in that second outside zone. Fetty taking a shallower line. Oh, it looks like he had to check himself up before he wrecked himself up. And now back past that touch and go area and headed back up the hill. Your current and defending Formula Drift champion Vaughn Gittin Jr. making it look good
here. So we are making our way along, but it has not been an easy road for some of these drivers so far, as we see Rome, Charpentier, and Dylan Hughes up next. BMW against BMW, battling it out here. We know that
gets out of the way. Strike one. Hack one. Rome through the start chicane. Dylan Hughes keeping it clean. Let's see what we got here on initiation. Rome out front. Dylan in the chase position. Around that front clip. Pretty straightforward. Nothing dynamic as far as the flick and the rate to angle. In that second outer zone, you see Rome fill it. Dylan with really good proximity now, transitioning now out of that keyhole. Oh, look at this. Rome pulling away with great angle. Dylan Hughes coming through the smoke signal and back up the hill. Ryan, let's take a look at it again. And now, here we are on the GT Radial, top 32. Through the start chicane. Rome, I have a feeling he's going to apply the pressure here. He knows, I would say, maybe the needle going Rome's way a little bit, but I know Dylan wants it. He is hungry. Now coming up the hill, look at him pulling away. Massive angle there from Hughes. Woo, look at that, fills all of that second outside zone. Really well done. I'd say a little bit more aggressive and, as I said earlier, spirited. Solid execution on that touch and go. Now transitioning back up the hill. Lead versus lead, chase versus chase, Ryan. What I'd like to see here is a BC Racing side by side. Just reiterating the facts here, and slide him left for Rome, right for Dylan Hughes. And it looks like, all right, Chris goes with Dylan Hughes one more time, and one more time. Just want to make sure that is correct with the judges. Let's lay back and listen to the Monster Energy Nitto Tire Ford Performance Mustang RTR Spec 5D, Mr. Ready to Rock, and current defending Formula Drift champion, Vaughn Gittin Jr. For glory there is Vaughn Gittin Jr. And there are the stats. Ryan Tuerck, again, average 1,000 horsepower on all these vehicles. Ryan Tuerck, Kyle Mohan, RX-8. Remember, Dylan Hughes and Charpentier, one more time between those gentlemen. Whoa, look at Ryan Tuerck coming out hot, coming out swinging, literally. Ryan Tuerck initiates in that first front clip. Tight around the front clip. Kyle Mohan tucks into the smoke, but Tuerck pulls away. Live free or die. That is the motto of his home state, and right now is living free out front. Now coming back and outside of that keyhole. And through that touch and go he does. Down up to the race service homies watching at home. I know the Finch is watching. Oh, and Kyle Mohan slams into the wall. Dylan, Charpentier, and Hughes for their, again, one more time battle. And as Ryan smoke dripping off Ryan Tuerck's Nitto tires. Yeah. Here we go. The one more time battle here. Rome, Charpentier, Dylan Hughes. Let's see what you got, Rome. Dylan Hughes. See if he can step up. He got gapped there on that first battle. Rome brings it around. Low and slow. That is the tempo right now. Let's see if they turn it up. Rome throwing some gangster angle at it. And look at Dylan going deeper on the second run. Rome with some awesome angle. A great lead run to follow here. And looks like Dylan past that touch and go. Just a quick little flick of the wrist. And back up the hill, Ryan.
I think there was a slight little elevation.
So, you gotta bring your A game, bro.
Yes, you do.
All right, Dylan Hughes out front, Rome Charpentier in the chase position. Here comes D. Hughes. That royal purple, O'Reilly Auto Parts, BMW initiated using all the track, getting out to those gator strips. They do bite, kids. All right, now pass up the hill. Dylan Hughes wiggling his way up top in that 2J powered BMW. And Dylan Hughes in the keyhole. Rome gains that proximity. Really sticking it to him. Is it enough? Lead versus lead, chase versus chase, Ryan. I do believe the needle's, previous manufacturers. So slide him left for Rome, right for Dylan Hughes, the dozer. That royal purple O'Reilly Auto Parts BMW gets the win. Dylan Hughes gets the win unanimously. Dylan Hughes moves on to top 16. Next stop for him is Vaughn. All right, let's just listen to this 4-cylinder turbo nitrous powered hot hatchback of Ryan Tuerck. There you go, fell through our NOS energy drink. Top 32, the official energy drink of Formula Drift. Michael Essa versus Yves Meyer. So we got Switzerland versus LA. Michael Essa, 2 BMWs, 2 very different builds, but 2 very capable drivers. Michael Essa, former champ. He was down a cylinder yesterday, and we talked about how crazy it sounded. I don't know if it was repaired or if he's just going for it. Here we go. Michael Essa, FCP Euro, Liquid Moly, BMW, and Yves Meyer. Oh, my goodness. That was just absolutely out of nowhere, Ryan. Wow. Very surprised. Something grabbed the wheel.
Yeah, that was really odd and threw a lot of rocks on the track, so this is definitely going to have to be swept,
wow.
Which is just going to keep pushing us deeper and deeper. But as you said, it was almost something kind of...
Fredric Aasbo and Simon Olsen. As Freddie Aasbo, 4th overall in the Formula Drift Championship. Simon Olsen, a rookie. So is it the Norwegian hammer and the Norwegian mallet? I don't know. I mean, what do we got here? The Norwegian screwdriver? I mean, we're about to throw it in, right? All right. Here we go. Fredric Aasbo and Simon. Simon says, let's see what you got. Fredric Aasbo around that first front clip, now transition up the hill. Simon Olsen bringing it up, getting gapped here a little bit. Welcome to Formula Drift, Simon. And coincidentally going against another Norwegian. Flames being thrown down here as the brand new Rockstar livery on the vehicle. He's loving gold. The Drift Championship as Simon Olsen, great looking vehicle. I mean, 2 fantastic looking cars. 2 different setups, Simon running the 2J and Fredric Aasbo running the OE engine setup that Steph Papadakis has absolutely manipulated. Here we go, Simon Olsen initiating. Fredric Aasbo chasing him down around that first front clip. Goes Simon Olsen now back up the hill. This is why Fredric Aasbo, one of the best in the biz, a former champion, a real contender. This is the year he wants to go back, gets another championship. Does he have the formula to take it to the top? Simon Olsen transitions, looks like Fredric Aasbo. Look at this. He pulls away from him. Now bringing it past that touch and going around that final front clip. And there is Simon Olsen and Fredric Aasbo. Item left for Aasbo, right for Olsen. And it looks like it's going to be unanimous. Fredric Aasbo gets the win. Simon, again, thank you for joining. Swap out the engine. They put in the backup motor in the FCP Euro Liquid Moly BMW, and the Drift Force Yves Meyer from Switzerland could make his first debut into Formula Drift top 16, I believe, right? I'm trying to recall. Here we go. Yves Meyer out front. Michael Essa in that chase position. Yves Meyer from Switzerland initiating into that first front flip. There it is, bringing it on up. Looks like Essa running a lot stronger. Oh, Yves doesn't get all the way to the outside zone, but remember, with Essa going off course, he has a deficit, and look at, he's trying to get right into his business. Unfortunately for Essa, going off course, any mistake I spoke about just moments ago. So we are more than halfway through, and let's make it official. Slide him right for Yves Meyer. Michael Essa, the former champ, getting knocked out as he took himself Bruin. And Alec Robbins, like I said, from Minnesota, looking forward to seeing how this battle unfolds. All right, so what do we have? And now Robbins will lead Jones, giving chase. An all-Z 16-cylinder battle. What do we got? Robbins versus Jones. Let's see how they handle coming down the hill. Robbins initiates, coming that first front clip. Robbins, Jones a little bit tighter, but he's losing some ground as Robbins consistent up the hill into that second outside zone, into the keyhole. Now see if he can tighten it up. Both of them do that as they exit out. Unlock the door. Speaking of doors, Jones sticks it to the door of Robbins and back up the hill past that final front clip. The first front clip becomes the last. Jeff Jones now out front getting the clean air. And Robbins chasing him down. Robbins, you know, we saw him last year, very aggressive. It seems like he's kind of chilling out. He's changed tire manufacturers. Oh, look at this, going to the dirt. Just as I say that, Alec Robbins goes on the wrong side of the clippy point. That is going to be detrimental to the outcome of this run. Oh boy. So Jeff Jones could have the victory here. Want to take a look at the instant replay, make sure there's no foul play. I don't think that was the case. I think that Jones, or excuse me, not Jones, but Robbins just came in too hot in that chase position. But let's take a look at it again here, Ryan. On first victory. And slide him left for Robbins, right for Jeff Jones. And there it is. Jeff Jones gets the win, and it is unanimous, unfortunately, for Robbins. We will see you in. That's awesome. So, question is, can he advance on past Ryan Tuerck? All right, Forsberg and Dean Carnage Carney going toe-to-toe. Here we go, fellas. Send it. Chris the Force Forsberg initiates into that first clip. Dean Carnage Carney, he's been on one tire manufacturer for 10 years. He switches it up to a new tire manufacturer this year. Whoa, and Forsberg, a big correction and straightening out of nowhere.
I think the run's over.
That is going to be, yeah, I mean, that's an unchaseable lead run for Forsberg, so very unfortunate turn of events. You are entering the twilight zone, man. There are some weird. And here we go. Carney leading, Forsberg giving chase. All right, the Oracle lighting. Dodge Viper initiates. Forsberg knows he needs to bang on his door on that initiation. Carnage brings it up the hill. You can see Forsberg pedaling his way up to the keyhole in that second outside zone. Woo, barely, almost having contact. Now coming back down the hill past that touch and go. And then into that final clip. Ryan, unfortunately for Forsberg, I believe that is, oh, before I get into that, and let's make it official here, and slide him left for Forsberg, right for Dean Carnage Carney, gets the victory and advances on to top 16. So local time
runs. Yep. This young driver here making a name for himself, taking on the former Pro 2 champion from just 2 years ago, Trenton.
For a Formula Drift event. So some staggering stats there from the Las Vegas resident of Brandon Sorensen. See what you got going against Trenton Beecham. I know he's hungry as well. All right, this LS-powered BMW coming into that first front clip. Beecham in tow, giving himself maybe too much room here in that 2-1-2 performance. BMW as Brandon Sorensen comes up into the keyhole. Beecham brings in that second outside zone. Brandon performing surgery as he comes out of the keyhole. Brandon, you can see it bringing it down past that front clip. Really well executed from the 16-year-old driver when he actually qualified. And Beecham out front, that Ford Mustang. Brandon Sorensen piloting that 2-1-2 performance, BMW. Send it, fellas. Come on, Beecham and Sorensen. Down by the Beecham boys. Past that front clip, knocking it over, both of them just barely nicking it. Now up into that first outside zone, segueing into the second. Brandon Sorensen, a great chase job there from this 16-year-old pilot. Woo, look at that, the 16-year-old driver, regardless of age ain't nothing but a number, and right now, Brandon left for Sorensen, or right for Trenton Beecham. There it is, 1 vote for Brandon, 2 votes for Brandon. Brandon Sorensen gets the victory and will advance on All right, the energy drink, top 32. There's the stats, fairly equally matched. Both Nissans, well, Nissan and Infiniti, but both with the LS engines. So excited to see how this one unfolds. Amy Bakshis, his wife and spotter, cheering him on. The Cash Racing G37. He had some issues yesterday. I talked to him in the driver's meeting. He says, dude, we changed up the fuel. So he thinks he put in bad fuel. Hopefully he's worked it out. But right now, you can't give Odie a gap like that. He is thirsty. Here we go. Odie Bakshis around that first front clip. The Cash Racing G37 shuts her down. And it looks like Odie Bakshis, throw the yellow flags, throw the caution. And it looks like, yep, there it is. So Odie sees the vehicle, shuts her down as he would have, wouldn't have been pretty. So just as I was talking about Jonathan Hurst and working out the gremlins, looks like he got him wet and fed him after midnight because they grew between last night and right now. So the Cash Racing chasing down Jonathan Hurst, the Cash Racing G37. He has that deficit there. And here we go. Jonathan Hurst comes out swinging, but if I'm Odie, you got to think, you know, out of the last few runs, hasn't been 100%. You really got to risk it for the biscuit, and he does just that. So Hurst looks like he found that clean fuel once again. Oh boy, woo! Wow, pucker up Buttercup. Man, he grabbed all of the seat with his rear end. Wow. All right, well, with that being said, Odie Bakshis, I mean, I know he got the new carbon Kevlar doors and body kit, but that is no way to try it out and see if it's durable. But Odie Bakshis, we talked about it, Ryan, yesterday.
Obviously, Hurst having some problems with his vehicle, but Odie Bakshis doing a great bit of defensive driving there to avoid damage with the vehicle, and he will be moving on in. See how it plays out now as they will do battle here.
And Travis Reeder, you know, jumping from an S13 to a brandly new built for him, BMW. I mean, he's been thrashing on this thing. Had an opportunity to hang out with Travis in St. Louis, and Travis in that Buy More Japan S chassis curated by Matt Field. All right, Travis Reeder out front in Old Red, that Link engine management. Whoa, coming in hot. There goes Masayama, gets into the dirt. Reeder flicks it back up the hill in that first outside zone, massages it in, and in that second outside zone in the keyhole. Travis Reeder transitions back out. Masayama loses a bit of angle, but then comes back down. Nice job by Masayama, but quite a bit of distance back as Reeder chase. Let's see what we got. Just two more battles after this. And here we go, Masayama and Reeder. Masayama initiates. Reeder gives himself some distance, does take out that front clip. Reeder, now he's playing catch up. Compromises that angle as Masayama gets out to that second outside zone. Shallows it up, gains that proximity. Masayama ripping through the course very fast. As now Reeder sticks it to the side, transitions back. Well done by Reeder. Really good execution. So Ryan, you saw scores are in. Slide them left for Reeder or right for Masayama. And here we go, new cars for both the drivers, and Reeder gets the win in new red. Scarlet has taken. Here we go, Dan Burkett. Look at that smile. Rad Dan versus Adam LZ. So a couple different hairstyles here. You know, Dan Burkett doesn't have any facial hair. Adam LZ's got a signature fuzzy lip. Ryan?
Yes.
Are you, sorry, I saw you dropping your mic. I felt like you, when you do that, it's like, I would like to speak now. Here between Ryan and I after 17 years, still haven't figured it out.
Trying to help you out.
Adam LZ, Rookie of the Year in 2020. I didn't want to call him Roy. Dan Burkett leading out front, Rad Industries, Gear Wrench, Toyota Supra versus Adam LZ. Look at this. Dan Burkett initiates Adam LZ right there. One of the best looking cars in FD. Actually, two of the best looking cars in FD. Love both of these things. Coming to that second outside zone. Let's see how they manage. Dan Burkett gets out there. Adam LZ, he needs to close that gap. He might be putting the car in the right places. As Dan Burkett shuts her down. Oh, what a bummer for Burkett. Oh, man. So let's take a look here. I mean, let's go racing. Jonathan Castro, Josh Reynolds. What was to be our final battle? We will revisit Adam LZ and Dan Burkett. Adam LZ will have the advantage, so for all you LZ fans, they got to be pumped right now. Let's see what we got. Castro and Reynolds. We saw Eve Meyer. And here we go. Through that start chicane, here comes Jonathan Castro down the hill. Josh Reynolds, he's going door to door, not exactly. Oh, there he goes, drops into formation. Past that front clip, you see Castro in with that front left corner of his Toyota 86. Works it into the keyhole, that second outer zone. Quick little yank of the brake. And now Josh Reynolds outside of the keyhole. And Dominican Republic's own Jonathan Castro going across the. Also, you got to think changing up tire manufacturers as well. So let's see what we got here from Josh Reynolds and Jonathan Castro. Reynolds goes to initiate. Castro right there, sweating Reynolds. Well done by Reynolds in that lead position. Look at that, pulling away. These vehicles prepared by Drift Cave. Oh, a wide swing, and Reynolds goes off the course. Oh, man, unfortunately for Reynolds, he goes off, and Jonathan Castro will get the win, unfortunately, to Josh Reynolds. So only one of those vehicles, of those BMWs, that was a great execution, as you said. Even on initiation, like you said, just very aggressive, as Jonathan Castro gets the win, hold it down for DR. Dominican Republic, Ryan, the white nose on that Mark IV. Rat Industries, Gear Wrench, Toyota Supra. Dan Burkett, if you can recall, on that first run, shutting her down. So LZ with the advantage, LZ will lead. Let's see if he can keep it together, and if we get an advancement. As long as he keeps it where the rubber meets the road, we will have a winner as Adam LZ rips up. Oh, and Dan Burkett shuts it down once again. But, oh, Adam LZ swings wide as long as he keeps it. Like I said, rubber meets the road. That will be a deduction, but not an incomplete. So Adam LZ making his way through the course as long as he crosses the finish line.
Mid spin, that would give him an incomplete. Dan in the chase also had an incomplete, and then Dan had an incomplete on his lead run. So even if that was considered an incomplete, Adam LZ still gets the win because we got